Hi guys, this time on Deep Junk, we're going to do a Ford GT40, iconic American sports car. This would be intro take 2. The first one was obviously with the car in paint, and I erased it. So this is the intro. We'll go next and see it apart, and then we'll bring it back. I'll take this, I had it mocked up, we'll take it off the base and look at the body after stripping and see what we need to do. Stay tuned, guys. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, that thing does come apart very, very tight in there. It's hard going in, hard coming out. So we will work with that before we put it back together. Just like the others, metal body, plastic base. Does have some good transaxle detail back there. Again, those backing things that I always cut off, those will have to come off. And the flat pan underneath, that's about all you get on one anyway. Some control arms up front. Clear glass. This one was in very good shape, so we can just put a little polish on that. Be good. Interior, it is right-hand drive deal. It's got some good detail in it. The seating, the dashboard, gauge layout. We've got our motor back there, our engine with some Webers on it. Should be able to put some good detail in there, and it shouldn't be too hard to put the steering wheel back on the right side if we want. The body, it doesn't look too bad in the paint. Stripper tells all. And then we'll have to work that back section there to get the car apart, put back together and such. Not too bad. So we'll put it on the stripper. Alrighty, guys, with the body out of stripper, this is the usual stuff, what you'd expect. Pretty much all the way around on this. Any edge, the wheel wells, the rockers, around every window, this little kick-up spoiler that's on the back of the car, all the way around the tail section, underneath the tail section, underneath this nose, and some all the way around. So it's going to take a little bit of finessing to get it to look slick, but it's about what you would expect. So nothing big and gaudy, nothing that's gonna, make you pull your hair out. Alrighty. Alright, then after about an hour of running around with the file and then sandpaper, I'll tell you, then I use green Scuff pads, but I like the old ones. Seems like it get old like this. They're real good for even a little bit better than, well, I shouldn't say they're better than steel wool, but you get a triple aught steel wool that do a nice job. But I like this. It doesn't screw with my fingers and that, and it does about the same thing. So and you get that, and like I've done. Well, I always use it. Is the wheel cleaner. That wheel ease stuff, and it leaves these things squeaky clean. For primer, I've been using here lately. I didn't have any gray at the hobby shop, so I got the red oxide. It works. I like it a lot because it doesn't vary details. You can shoot a little primer on, get your paint to adhere to it, and not lose detail. So a little on the pricey side, but you can do quite a few cars with it. Okay, this one, I'm going to put it aside and come back to it. As next up, I'm going to start in on this interior tub. The engine will be our next step. Alrighty, stay tuned, guys. Alrighty, it's been a minute or two since I checked in with the GT40. We've been working on the interior tub. Got the Steering wheel back on the left side. Added the shifter in there. Did seat insets in black. It's a little hard to tell in there. Kind of shadowy. Some gauges on the dash. The engine, we've got fuel lines run. Painted up our ends like AN fittings. Use stoplight red and Oldsmobile engine blue. That Oldsmobile engine blue is like a transparent and looks like blue anodizing. I was going to do some more work with the Webers, but I saw some air cleaners that a guy had made that were nice and set down on each bank, both over both Webers, so one on each side. And I cut out a set of those out of styrene and put those in. So that's our interior tub so far. The chassis, gonna use a set of wheels, something like that. I got bigs and littles. I think I broke up a set before for the that Hot Wheels art car, the Mustang. So I'm gonna use the set that's left, bigs and littles, on this, and they've got bigs and littles run on them. I did trim up in here. I think I'm gonna leave these that I usually cut off. I'm gonna leave them back there because you've got the transaxle and each axle that comes out of it, and it needs somewhere to go, so the control arm and then this piece will leave. I'm still deciding if you can see it. Yeah, there it is, the exhaust, which direction I'm going to head with that. I was thinking about putting metal tubing through there. I've got some, so we'll see what happens with that. These wheels, I'm going to probably just an axle change. I think they're a little too skinny, a little too narrow to fit in that chassis. So we'll get some axles in those. The body is pretty much what you saw last time. It's done with metal work. It needs cleaned and putting some primer. I'll probably do that tonight and go over it with a little wet sanding, and then see what else needs done. As far as the color, I picked a color that I think looks good, you know, close to the 60s, what would have been on a car. It's not real flashy. I've seen some of the road cars that were silver, some like a light green color. So this is a blue with more of just a basic lighter blue. I guess it depends on how I put it on. It's a medium blue, but we'll see. Alrighty. Alright guys, so I painted the GT40 in a plain blue. Seemed like a lot of the road cars were plain colors, and there wasn't too many of them. I mean, there was a handful, you know, to homologate the GT40 for racing, that they seemed to be in plain colors, so I picked a standard blue, but then I painted it over red oxide primer, and it darkened it up, and yeah, so upon further review, I don't like it. I think I'm just going to strip it again, and we'll think about another paint job. So, get it up in the sauce here. This is one of those gratuitous stripper scenes. You know, everybody does them. They go in and they make a splash, and it goes bloop, 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 down to the bottom. Yep. See ya. Farewell. See you tomorrow at breakfast time. Woohoo! Okay, guys. GT40 back out of stripper for the second time, and you can see that our red oxide primer really bit in on that one. It was not wanting to come off, but that's good. It's doing what it's supposed to. Now I just got to rethink a color for this one. That blue just wasn't going to get it, so I'll sleep on it and see what hits me in the head. Maybe look around at a few more pictures of them. I hate to lose the detail that this body's got on it. Little air ducts and stuff, the latches, all that good stuff. Keep it if we can. Alrighty, paint job number 2 on the GT40, and I gotta say, I'm liking this a lot better than what we had before. We've got the other GT40 here that Hot Wheels did theirs in that darker blue. And I've got a paint like that that would have been something along the lines of maybe what the Cobra might have been in, that darker blue, the same blue that's probably, I would imagine, it's on the stripe of the, like the GT350, the white with the blue stripe. But I didn't necessarily want to go that dark. I'd seen some road cars a little bit lighter color, and it's not as light as I thought it would be, but it is way, way, way better than the color that was on before. So I think we'll call it painted and count our blessings, and we'll go ahead with the car from here. Hi guys, I got our 66 Ford GT40 is finished. I did this car as a road car instead of a race car, so we're minus the stripes and the numbers and that. I've seen so many, usually if it's a Ford GT or GT40, it's got some kind of rocker stripe and the numbers on it. I had been looking at pictures of road cars. Ford had to sell so many road cars homologated for racing, and they really looked good in just plain. The first color blue that the car had on it, we had to get rid of that. That was ugly. Didn't do anybody any favors. So we got rid of that in favor of this blue, painted it over gray primer to kind of keep it light. I used a mini light wheel on it. I would like to have had a Halabrand wheel or a spoke wheel, but in the interest of keeping things moving along, I went with what I had. Got a lot of fine detail on this. All the latches and stuff, and the little for the boot, or the, I guess it'd be the hood back here, and the front piece up here. We've got that little boot cover or whatever. The spare resides under there. It has the 4 pins in it. We've got little tiny indicator lamps up front. Blacked out the headlight covers. The wiper blade up there. The interior I showed you, and it's so hard to see in this car. Move the steering wheel to the left side. Give the shifter some gauge detail, and the black insets in the black seats. Around back, taillights back there. The road cars I were looking at had all red lights in the back, so your tail stop and turn was all one deal. Some of the other cars were broken up and had amber turn signals. Other cars had 2 lamps, but for this right around this year 66, this is what they had, so I went that route. Tailpipes I opened up with the pin vise. We do have, there's not a whole lot underneath to look at, so there's just the transaxle back there, control arms. It would have been a mid-engine monocoque design car, so that's about all you get. It's a real flat floor, you know, nothing big. And under the hood, there's our 427 in there. We've got fuel lines run up to each side. The Webers with AN fittings using. Did custom air filters in there, painted the valve covers and such. Just a really good looking, clean car. So coming up here, guys, there's a few things to want to tell you, as of right now, all the cars that I do, I'm selling on eBay, and then I just put the money back in the channel. The idea is to try to get to the point where the channel pays for itself. I'm certainly not looking to get rich off of doing this, but it helps for buying cars, wheels, paint, whatever. So for right now, it's still under my wife's account. It's a seller. Her seller name is 17 Stacy. We'll be coming up with one under Deep Junk, but I will let you guys know when that hits, when that happens. I'm also working on a Facebook page. It's a private group for Deep Junk Garage, and it'd just be for subscribers and the other builders. I'm not big on Facebook in that there's just too much drama and stuff, so this is going to keep it about the die-cast cars, and then it'll work in support of the Deep Junk YouTube channel, and that you'll be able to see what's coming up, maybe see some pictures of the cars that during builds that did not hit in the videos, or maybe some sneak peeks. You might even hear the furnace kicking on. But that I'm working on the YouTube channel will have then that support of Facebook, and also I have the Instagram going. So like I said, get that up and running. We'll get everybody who wants to be part of it, builders and subscribers alike. Coming up, as far as builds, what would be good on the Facebook, see if we could get on there, and I can tell you all about the race car build coming up on Saturday, March 28th. It's open to the builders here on YouTube, and like the Shop Truck Challenge I did last year, this one is kind of general. It's whatever is in your mind, whatever you like to do, what you would do as far as racing. It could be stock cars, it could be tough truck, it could be Baja, it could be you could bracket race your wife's daily driver. If you've got a car with a number on the window and a dial in, that's a bracket racer to me, so it would fit right in. So it's whatever you guys want. I did shove it out to the 28th because I did not want this to interfere with other builds, the groups, other challenges and build-offs. That gives a guy a time to find the car that he wants to build and build it, and not have any of these oh shit moments where we've got a couple weeks out and maybe something breaks, or you need to order something, or something that you ordered didn't come in. You know what I mean? So we've got that coming up. Again, look for the Facebook page to come up here, Deep Junk Garage, and I appreciate everyone who's subscribed. You guys are just awesome. If you dig the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I think that's about it. Yep, so the car is still at 17 Stacy on eBay, Facebook page, Instagram. Yep, that's it. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next time.